Keep your feedback coming. Tunawauliza, would you call your son Jesus?
Hapo kabisa. That's what we are asking today, and we have the man himself who decided to call his son Jesus, and of course a lawyer from the High Court. Also, he deals a lot with children and women, and we are so glad these guys could come on the show. Sasa nikuulize, again, feedback is diverse. Everyone says no, there's nothing wrong. Someone saying no, you Christians are very hypocritical. This is my question. You mentioned earlier that in Southern America, they call their children Jesus, which is actually the translation for Jesus. But you see, Njoka, we cannot. That's their culture. It's acceptable, okay? But this is Kenya. You just want to be a pioneer, or are you alive to the fact that your child will face a lot of criticism and a lot of a backlash?
I think we should put our lives in Jesus. We should put our lives in Jesus Christ, in God. And whatever we do, let us do it for the glory of God. What I've done is for the glory of God. And that is why they say that the campaign, that these are precursors of a campaign that we are launching on the 11th June, which day we're going to be launching International Boy Child Day. And we are calling on all firstborn boys, to be called Jesus. Why are we doing this? Jesus is the only guy who can help the society. He's the only person who has solutions. Why don't we use this name?
But
why don't we impact this name in our families? You know, like in your family, for example, if there is...
I have a son.
You have a son.
Yes, but he's not called Jesus.
You can name your son Jesus. That is your right. That is your right. Is he the firstborn?
He is my firstborn.
Of course he is Jesus, according to me.
No, this is my... Are there not any... I'm sure there are less controversial ways.
Oh, I think...
Other than naming. Surely,
I think Christians have been so hypocritical. We have been so hypocritical. I myself am born again, but I don't go telling people that I'm born again, because most of the people who's saying that I'm born again are worse than I don't know what I can say. So I think it is a high time that we use the gospel of Jesus Christ to bring light even in the families.
Sawa. Let's hear from Wakili. Wakili seems like he has something to say.
You know, Kendi, I'm just wondering whether this is a name just popping out or whether it has a purpose. Because there's something in a name. And the biblical inclination in respect to a name, for example, is that a name is not supposed to be taken just anyhow, lightly. Because when you name a child, that name has indeed some kind of meaning, and it has a purpose attached to it. And I believe probably that's where he's actually coming from. But like you say, this is something that, what are we also preparing this child for in respect to the future? Because as this child also grows up, and there is an aspect that children who grow up, and obviously when they're learning CRE, there's the aspect of knowing that Jesus is their savior. And then there's a kid here who is also being called Jesus. So the interpretation is that this is actually now our savior, you know? So I'm wondering how this child is going to cope up in respect to what other expectations of the children will be. And does it also augur well in society, pertaining to the child also being named that, knowing the kind of trend and society that we also are based on?
Njoka.
I think...
Because the truth is, your child will face a lot of backlash. The child may face rejection. You know, your child will go to the same school and the same church and the same hospital he was rejected at birth.
I would like to say this. This is a start of a big campaign. That,
so you're hoping with time it will catch fire and we will adjust.
And it's no wonder that even today there are some people who are calling their sons Jesus, firstborn sons. Hata kama alikuwa amebaptiziwa, you can name your firstborn Jesus. Why? We are bringing the gospel in the family, just as at the grassroots level. And it is not, I'm not joking around with God, because it is God who gave me this son. And I don't have another son. And whenever I was praying to God, I used to tell God, God, give me a son. God, give me a son. God, give me a son. And when you give me the son, I will call that son Jesus. Not Jesus Christ, but I will call that son your name, your son's name, because that is my savior. Jesus Christ is my Savior.
Okay.
I am in love with Jesus Christ.
Okay.
And that is why I'm using that name in my family. And I am preaching that it is very useful to mention this word Jesus everywhere. We will be preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ in a different way. You know, even the Bible talks about preaching the gospel in all ways.
Okay.
This is one way of preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you back to church? Has church embraced you? Are you back to church?
I've not gone back to them. I have not gone back there. I just said I'm not going to be going to that church.
So what's the plan?
I've been praying at home with my family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you know it's important to have a church.
Of course I will go.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm going back there.
Okay.
Yeah, because they have broken my heart. As a church, they have broken my heart.
But you forgive them, right? You have to forgive them.
You know, I can forgive them, yes, but I'm not ready to go there, and they have refused to baptize my son.
Okay.
So, and I know I cannot baptize my son.
Okay.
I can name my son, but I cannot baptize him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sawa sawa. What we'll do